September 11th, 2001. A day forever etched in history. A day when terror took to the skies and changed the world forever. Among the 4 hijacked flights that morning, 2 stand out with particular horror: American Airlines Flight 11 and United Airlines Flight 175. These were not just aircraft. They became weapons, instruments of mass destruction, carrying innocent people to their deaths and igniting a chain of events that would reshape global history. In this video, we will walk through the full story: the flights, the hijackings, the impact, the human stories, and the aftermath.
Today, our fellow citizens, our way of life, our very freedom came under attack in a series of deliberate and deadly terrorist acts.
Now this is what it looked like moments ago. My God.
American Airlines Flight 11 was scheduled as a routine transcontinental flight from Boston Logan International Airport to Los Angeles International Airport. The aircraft, a Boeing 767-2 tail number N334AA, had been in service since 1987. It was a clear, sunny morning in Boston. The Boeing 767 pushed back from Gate B32 at 7:40 a.m. Eastern Time, carrying 81 passengers, 9 crew members, and 5 hijackers. Captain John Oganowski, an experienced pilot with over 7,600 flight hours, and First Officer Thomas McGuinness, a seasoned aviator, were at the controls. As the plane climbed towards its assigned cruising altitude of 35,000 feet, everything appeared normal. Cabin service began. Passengers relaxed, settling into a routine flight. But hidden among them were 5 men with a deadly mission: the so-called muscle hijackers and their leader, Mohammed Atta. At approximately 8:14 a.m., Flight 11's last routine transmission was received by Boston Air Traffic Control.
Nobody move, please. We are going back to the airport. Don't try to make any stupid moves.
Moments later, the hijacking began. Flight attendants Betty Ong and Amy Sweeney bravely managed to contact American Airlines operations. Betty Ong, speaking calmly under unimaginable pressure, reported that the cockpit was not responding and that 2 flight attendants had been stabbed. Amy Sweeney, calling separately, described how the attackers had stormed the cockpit and killed or incapacitated the pilots. With Mohammed Atta now at the controls, Flight 11 veered sharply off course, turning south toward New York City. Atta even mistakenly transmitted a message meant for the passengers: "We have some planes, just stay quiet and you will be okay." Picked up by air traffic control, a chilling confirmation of the hijacking. Meanwhile, United Airlines Flight 175 was preparing for its own journey. Scheduled for a 7:45 a.m. departure to Los Angeles, the Boeing 767-222, tail number N612UA, left gate C19 and took off at 7:58 a.m. On board were 56 passengers, 9 crew members, and 5 hijackers. Captain Victor Saraceni, a former Navy pilot, and First Officer Michael Horrocks, a dedicated and skilled aviator, guided the aircraft into the morning sky. Initially, all communications and operations appeared routine. But once again, hidden among the passengers were hijackers intent on taking control. At around 8:42 a.m., Flight 175 was hijacked. Unlike Flight 11, several passengers and crew aboard Flight 175 managed to make phone calls to loved ones, providing crucial details of the hijacking. At 8:46 a.m., American Airlines Flight 11 crashed into the North Tower of the World Trade Center. The plane struck between the 93rd and 99th floors at approximately 466 miles per hour. The impact instantly killed hundreds of people on board and in the tower. Fires erupted, fueled by thousands of gallons of jet fuel, weakening the structure. Many inside the tower were trapped above the impact zone. Some desperately made phone calls to emergency services or loved ones. Outside, first responders rushed toward the towers, unaware of the scale of destruction they would soon face. At that moment, many still believed it was an accident, a tragic, inexplicable aviation disaster. At 9:03 a.m., United Airlines Flight 175 crashed into the South Tower. Striking between the 77th and 85th floors at a speed of approximately 590 miles per hour, the impact was devastating. Because news cameras were already trained on the North Tower, millions around the world witnessed the horrific moment live. The second strike erased any doubts. This was an act of war. Eyewitnesses on the ground described the thunderous roar, the fireball, and the terror of realizing that no place felt safe. Inside the towers, survivors faced smoke, heat, and impossible choices. From phone calls made during the hijackings, we have harrowing glimpses into the ordeal aboard the planes. Peter Hansen, a passenger on Flight 175, called his father to say that passengers were bleeding, that the cockpit had been taken, and that the plane was flying erratically. Flight attendant Amy Jarrett and passenger Brian Sweeney also made heartbreaking calls. Their voices, calm, resigned, but filled with love for their families, are among the most poignant testaments to that morning. Flight 11 passengers fought to comprehend the horror unfolding around them, some praying together, some crying, all trapped in an impossible nightmare. At 9:59 a.m., the South Tower collapsed after burning for 56 minutes. The collapse, caused by the combination of the structural damage and the raging fires, sent a pyroclastic cloud racing through lower Manhattan. At 10:28 a.m., the North Tower followed. Each collapse occurred in under 12 seconds, pancaking floor upon floor in a catastrophic failure. Firefighters, police officers, and emergency personnel, many of whom had climbed toward the danger, were among the dead. The streets of New York turned into a post-apocalyptic scene of dust, ash, and sorrow. The September 11th attacks killed 2,977 victims, the deadliest terrorist act in human history. The world changed in an instant. America launched the war on terror. Troops were sent to Afghanistan. Airport security globally was revolutionized. Cockpit doors were reinforced. New agencies like the TSA were formed. Memorials now honor those lost, including the National September 11th Memorial and Museum at Ground Zero, where waterfalls trace the voids of the fallen towers. Survivors struggle with physical and emotional scars, and first responders continue to battle illnesses linked to the toxic dust. Among the victims were heroes, flight attendants who fought back, passengers who tried to call for help, first responders who ran into danger. Each name etched into the memorials represents a unique life. Dreams unfulfilled, families broken, futures stolen. From newborns who would never meet a parent, to communities that lost generations, the ripple effects of the attacks stretch endlessly. Their memories inspire resilience, courage, and a commitment to never forget. September 11th, 2001, a day of unimaginable loss, heroism, and sorrow. American Airlines Flight 11 and United Airlines Flight 175 were not merely flights, they became symbols of vulnerability, courage, and enduring memory. As we remember, we vow to honor the innocent, to cherish peace, and to ensure such evil is never allowed to triumph. If you found this video meaningful, please consider subscribing for more in-depth documentaries that preserve history and honor those we've lost. Thank you for watching, and may we always remember them